Hold it. Stay right there. After all this time, why give yourself up now?
Detective, you really don't know who I am, do you?
What are you talking about?
We went to the academy together. Top of the class. Even took the same assignment after.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, if you don't remember me, then you must not remember her.
Look, I'm gonna need you to put your hands on top of your head. You're under arrest for the murder of 6 innocent people.
Janie, detective! You must remember Janie. My Janie. See, the funny thing about that night, Peter, is she was supposed to be off. With me.
Chloe?
You had to call her in, didn't you? You couldn't stand the fact she chose me over you.
I didn't kill her. You've seen all the files.
Yeah. I guess her death could be classified as a sacrifice for the greater good. See, I've made a couple of sacrifices. 6, to be exact. And tonight, I made that 7. Tell me, detective, how is your daughter Lucy doing? She must be in middle school by now, right?
What have you done?
So I guess the real question? Why bother taking me in?
Sorry I missed your call.
Hey, what's up everyone? So I hope you all liked the second episode of my Metahuman Chronicles. I sure had a lot of fun making this. Now, this 2-minute short is actually part of a 5-minute pilot episode I am trying to crowdfund through Indiegogo right now. Now, with your help, I would like to complete the 5-minute pilot I have planned for a web series revolving a cyberpunk city named Zinville. With that out of the way, let's talk about how this short was made. Now, just a fair warning, this is a pretty long video, so grab a bag of donuts and coffee and sit down and relax. Now, starting with the pre-production, my current workflow right now is still very much a work in progress. But the way I start my project is I usually browse the Epic Marketplace for assets, more specifically photorealistic environments. Now, unfortunately, majority of the assets in the marketplace are still very much so for games, which only makes sense since Unreal Engine is a video game engine after all. Now, after browsing one day, I came across this abandoned toilet environment, which I thought was decent even though it was low poly. I went ahead and purchased it for $30. Now that I have that environment, I started thinking about what kind of story I want to tell in that environment. So I took a picture of it and sent it to my buddy Timothy Q and told him what I was thinking. Maybe a little bit of Fincher, maybe a little bit of Nolan. So we went back and forth via text message, just tossing ideas, and then after a couple of days later, he sent me the draft. I then tweaked the draft a little bit and made minor changes. Like originally, Chloe's character was supposed to be a dude, but I changed it to be a girl, and I'm actually glad I did because it gave me the opportunity to complicate things in the plot as a whole. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not a writer, but here's a tip I got from my high school English teacher, Mr. Riddle, when he was giving me feedbacks on my research papers. When writing your script, cut unnecessary words if it doesn't really do anything for you. Ask yourself, if you remove a word or maybe two, will the line still make sense? If the answer is yes, get rid of those extra lines or extra words. Now, with the script written, let's move on to casting, which someone actually asked me about last episode. So casting wise, I go on social media and find actors and actresses. I then just send everyone random messages and cast whoever replies first. Fun fact, everyone I originally casted for this movie actually backed out on me, some even the night before. So I was gonna text Ciner Studios, which where I was gonna mocap this, to cancel, but before that I asked to see if they knew anyone who can cover for that talent. Luckily, they were able to find me a replacement for one of the characters, so I was pretty happy about that, so big thanks to Ciner Studios. So to answer your question, no, I do not host auditions, I just message people randomly. Next up is production day. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think I'm ever gonna do something like this ever again. I don't know what I was thinking, but I rented the space for 4 hours. And in this 4 hours, I had to capture 4 different people, 6 different performances using one motion capture all by myself. Now coming into the shoot, I tried to prepare as much as I could, and as you all know in the first episode, I had 2 girls, 1 mocap. So I knew for this shoot, I had to make it work somehow. So I contacted Chris, and the amazing person that he is, he told me why not just buy more awinda straps and t-shirts, and I said, wait, I can do that? So he sent me the link to the xsens store, so I bought 2 extra t-shirts, now I have 5, and 3 extra sets of straps, so now I have 4, so that no one will ever have to share straps ever again. So the game plan was all 4 of them will have their own xsens mocap t-shirts and straps. And the only thing I had to swap out was the orange sensors, which is pretty easy because it's Velcro. So while recording a take, I laid out the next set of straps for the next character since I didn't have everybody there at the same time. I staggered the schedule so that only 2 people are in there at the same time in that same space, even though we had plenty of room in that warehouse. Safety first. Once the talent was done performing, I then take the sensor and place it to the other next set of straps for the next character to use. The plan worked great, but hindsight 2021, I'm still gonna try and get another suit. Now for the finger tracking, we used the xsens gloves by Manus, which we had hand sanitizer for, and I also bought a plastic insert for the gloves so that everybody feels safe and clean. xsens gloves works great perfectly with the xsens awinda and the xsens software. I was able to sync the body and gloves flawlessly without any problems. Now moving on to the face mocap, this was actually the first time I got to use a legit mocap helmet. Big thanks to facegood for sending me their D2 helmet to test out. Again, one of the pros of having a facegood helmet is that the camera is infrared, meaning you don't need lights blasting in front of your face. Also, the D2 is super lightweight, so you don't have to worry about hurting your neck. So the 2-minute movie you watched today was made in exactly 2 hours from our arrival. Again, to save time, I was setting everything up. I made them practice a little bit because again, they didn't have much time to go over the script and practice and memorize. And if I remember correctly, I didn't suit them up until after 1 hour in. I had Gary suit up first, and he was in all of the scenes, which again, you only got to see one of those scenes. After Gary was done with all of his performance, then I then had Melissa do her part. The only way I was able to pull this off though in 4 hours is that I was working with highly professional talents. They were super good at memorizing their lines, and I really didn't have to direct them too much. Hindsight though, I think I am going to ask someone to help out with at least getting everybody suited up so I can focus more on directing, motion capture, and then audio. Okay, so next on the list is post-production. Post consists of me here in Las Vegas, Yusef, the Maya expert, he's in Armenia. Now Ganesh, the glorious pictures, he's in India, and facegood, they're in China. 99% of our communications were done via text, and it was rough because of the time difference. I'll be asleep while they work, and I'll be working on the project while they're asleep. Additionally, I do have a 9-to-5 job, which again, just pretty freaking bananas. So similar to the first episode, Yusef helped out with rigging the clothes, and I actually had him tweak the facial animation this time. The first episode, that was raw facegood, but for this one, I wanted him to make it look even better. Again, with facegood, you can tweak your results in Maya, which is what he did. Now Ganesh, on the other hand, is a new collaborator of mine. He messaged me on Instagram one day asking about Unreal, and I told him to look into Metahumans, as I tell everyone these days. Now he is a filmmaker, and I suggested he use Metahumans for his projects, and a week later, he sent me a picture of his first Metahuman, and that's when I pretty much told him what I was working on. So Ganesh created all the Metahumans, props, and even end title for the video animation. Again, multi-talented and super fast individual. He made Agent Peterson in 1 day. He even created his outfit from scratch in Marvelous Designer. We posted some early versions of Agent Peterson, but I suggested Ganesh to try something a little crazy with the metas, and as you can see, the final version of him looks a million times better. Now after working on this project, he told me that before it would take him an entire month to create a character, and it wouldn't even be rigged. and it wouldn't even look as good as the Metahumans. And really, that is the beauty of the Metahumans. For example, I got a quote for a custom scanned rig character for this project, and it was going to be around $17,000 to $22,000 per character. Metahumans are free. Yes, they are starting to all look alike, but the facial and body rigs on the Metahumans are freaking top notch, and I'm sure in the future the control rigs will be too. So as you all saw on my social, I scored a Vive Pro system during Black Friday, and boy, I tested it right away on this project. What the Vive game system allows me to do is use it as a camera inside Unreal Engine. So when I move the Vive like a camera, it moves the actual camera in Unreal Engine. Now this procedure really gives you a nice natural shoulder rig or handheld look. It's really perfect for intense scenes like what I had in this short. Definitely a nice addition to my workflow. Next is editing the motion capture data. I recently uploaded a 40-minute long video on this workflow, but I basically used Relusion iClone's animation tools to finesse the motion capture in Unreal Engine. With LiveLink, I can tweak the animations in iClone and it will directly mirror the changes in Unreal Engine, so the guesswork is gone. What you see in iClone is what you're gonna get in Unreal, and I highly suggest you try this on your workflow as well. I'm also super stoked for iClone 8 because some of the new tools they showcased recently I could have really used in this short here. Okay, so I'm almost done. For the audio work, I went on a freelance website and pretty much just messaged a couple of artists. I placed them on the credits, so check them out. I had no issues working with them. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is honestly, I couldn't have done this without my GPU, and that's the RTX 3090. It is very much so alive, and I'm actually trying to get another one, so please let me know who's got one in stock because I need one. I need another one from my other computer. So what's next for me? Well, as you all know, I've been making Unreal content since I started using it last year, so I think I'm gonna take a break from it a little bit until the crowdfunding is over at least. Now I want to see if I can create a movie in NVIDIA Omniverse next. I'm going to take what I learned in 3ds Max, Blender, Unreal, and Maya and apply that to Omniverse to see if I can make something cool in there. Additionally, I am closely watching what Unity is doing since they did just purchase Weta Digital. Now, Weta Digital is an amazing company and I'm curious to see what that's going to bring to the Unity software. Now, anyways, that is all I got for you all today. Don't forget to check out the Indiegogo page in the description below and my Udemy website to support the channel so I can make more movies. And like always, thank you all for watching.